So to get started, we're gonna cut the actual length of our extensions straight across. I'm gonna be parting mine in the middle because I do wear my hair to both sides. If you always part to the left, for example, just use that left parting. Put this behind your ears. We're going to make an actual dog ear. So with maximum tension, get this in a pony. Same thing on the other side. Perfect. We're gonna take another pony and put it about where we want to cut the length. Match it on the other side. Now we're gonna get these even. Make sure that your feet are flat on the floor, shoulders back, straight up and down. We're gonna kind of feel and drag down where we want this to stop. For me, I just want to cut off the very, very ends. So I'm gonna be dragging these down a lot. Put them together in the middle, make sure that your ponytails are even. We're gonna be cutting directly under our little ponytail here. Now we're gonna match the other side. Perfect. Then you can slip your ponies out and you should have a blunt cut. I like the straight look right now. If you do not, take this out, take your scissor or shear. We're gonna be point cutting, which is just working with the tip. We're not going to be using the whole scissor or shear, just the tip, ladies. So you can take it and go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And that's going to feather it. But like I said, since I want a blunt line, I'm just gonna leave mine alone. Take these out. You can see here how it's a little bit longer in the front, gradually getting shorter in the back. That's intentional, so we can carve into this and have more room to play. Now we need to examine our head and see how we're going to blend this. For me, my real hair, this is it. Can you see that? The texture of it is thin and it's very, very fine. So I don't have a lot of hair, basically. And it's short. I have like a mullet cut. So we have a lot of disconnects that we need to kind of connect together and kind of make it look like this is our hair. So the first thing that I like to work on is the disconnect from my bang area here. That's an obvious sign that this isn't my hair. Whoop, whoop. I'm going to section off this first little part before my ear, everything that I want to cut into a layer. Clip that back so you don't get confused. We're going to open our shears and use the belly of the shear this time and kind of do a slight cranking motion. This is going to mock the razor. You can absolutely do this with a razor. In fact, most of the time, probably 90% of the time, I do use a razor. I am just using shears today because I feel like that's more common. That's what you would have at home because you can use crafting shears. Despite what people say, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. You're cutting basically doll hair. You're gonna be okay. Combing this, finding my guide, which is my real hair. Going in with the belly of my shear and kind of cranking it, but moving it down at the same time. You'll have this. Go back and repeat. And I'm doing this underhanded, which is maybe kind of difficult. So you can go in this way if you need to. Just be careful because that has a tendency to take off more hair. Because you don't want to go in straight for the kill and then, oh, well, you got a mullet. But the good news is, if you got hair extensions, you probably know how to put them in. So you can just put another weave in there, it'll be fine. We're just shaving off that corner. So if this is our piece of hair, we're just taking the razor and taking it at a diagonal to shave that corner off. This piece right here. We're not taking the whole thing off. That's changing the shape, what we just cut in the first round. You're just doing this part to get the face frame. I'm gonna go back in one more time. Now to create layers, I'm gonna section this off right above my ear. See, here's my ear. Put this in a ponytail. This is your length, your basic shape. You do not wanna get confused and cut into this. So when you comb this up, you can see my real hair meeting the long hair. This is our point of disconnect. This is what we really need to focus on. The easiest way to do this on yourself is to do this directed down. I want to clarify that if I was doing this on another person or in a salon, I would be directing this up. But we're in a bathroom by ourselves. Take a section here, hold it, and I'm waiting for my hair to drop off. There it is. Do you see it? Taking my scissors or shears, and I'm doing basically the same thing I did at the front of my hair for the face framing layers. Just cutting that corner off. And then honestly, you can just take up random pieces and just kind of go in it. For me, I don't ever really worry about cutting my real hair because I wear extensions pretty much all the time. So if I accidentally get a piece of my real hair, it's not a big deal to me. But if it is a concern to you, you may want to be a little bit neater in this process. So we're just shaving it off. I'm gonna go through with some texturizing or thinning shears and blend this together. These have a straight blade and a blade with teeth, or a serrated blade. When you clamp down the hair, it's only gonna cut out every other one. So it doesn't change the basic shape or our length, but it changes the texture. It removes weight. Now with these, I am gonna be cutting my real hair into this. You can absolutely work under your real hair, but honestly, it works best if you'll just get a little piece of your real hair in and slide it down. So take it out the same way, this way. Take the blade, you wanna go under. You don't want a scissor mark on the top where everyone can see it. Go under, because it does make a little notch. I'm gonna work about halfway down. This is where my real hair is. And we're going to put the scissors in just once. Pull it down. And you can see it's removing a very, very, very small amount of hair. Now, if you want to, you can go in there and do it a couple times. So for me, I like to do this mainly where that little point of my real hair is disconnecting into the fake hair. That blends it together. I do have a blunt cut on my actual length, so I'm going to be using this quite a bit on my ends of my real hair. So instead of being straight, it's going to be staggered, and in return will blend in with my fake hair. Your hair does naturally carry weight in these two back corners here. So if you think of an X on your head, two back corners, that is a very heavy spot for weight. So just be mindful of that. I'm gonna cut a pretty big layer in that and then go back in with the texturizing or thinning shears. So you can kind of see the difference from each side. This is a side that I just cut, and this is the side that I haven't done anything to yet. Although we didn't take much off and it's a very subtle cut, it does create a lot of change. You can see how the weight is distributed better. So I'm gonna go through and match the side, do some iron work. So here's what it looks like after it's styled. And I just did a flat iron basic curl and then turn it upside down and kind of brush it out. And it'll fall eventually and look a lot softer.